welcome to the Peace Circle. I am so happy to be here with you. My name is Gina, and I am coming to you. I'm a practitioner in Rhode Island, and I am coming to you on this day. And it is May 31st, which is amazing to me that it is the end of May. Hard to imagine. And I am also coming to you on Memorial Day. And I want to start by honoring all those that have given so much, not just the ultimate sacrifice, but all that have served as well. I want to remember that every service matters. Every person that has stood up for our freedom matters. And this is a time where we get to honor them today. So I am doing just that. I honor every person that has been in service for the United States, as well as anyone that has stood up for freedom. I also would love to just honor the family members, because there are empty seats at a table, and each one has sacrificed so much. Each family member, each friend, not just for those lost, but for those that aren't there on any given day. For all of the sacrifices that have been made, I say thank you on this Memorial Day. And today's topic is actually awareness. Now, for those of you who are new to the Peace Circle, I welcome you. And what the Peace Circle is we come together to be in this place of peace, for peace, by becoming more peaceful ourselves. I can say that I want peace, but am I doing what I can do to make it different? We must be the change we wish to see in the world. So what does that look like? What does that feel like? What does that sound like? And how do we do it? And that's what we do in this hour. We cover different topics that help us do that in a greater way. What does that look like? And I always start with what I believe encapsulates the purpose of it. I too have a dream. This is my poem. I too have a dream. In my dream too, we all are equal, and not color, religion, nor income defines who we are. Neither country nor region defines us as kin, whether two legs or four, plant or animal. We were all created of the one creator, with no greater claim to borrow this beautiful earth. In my dream, we all are one, treating each other with love and respect, and living in peace, all truly awake, knowing our purpose to share love and joy, to uplift each other, and in doing so, uplift ourselves. In my dream, we each remember and appreciate each other, and truly understand that all is well. So we are here to practice that, to know that, to embody that knowing all is well, to be truly awake, awareness. You know, how often have we said, if I knew then what I know now? You know, there's so many things that we learn along the way. That's our story. That's our journey. That's our life. And it is in that learning, in that adventure called life, that we become who we're meant to be. And we learn in every way, sometimes by the good stuff, preferably, and sometimes by the stuff that we would rather not have. I know there's a lot that I wish I didn't know now. Because you can know about something, and then you can really know something. The level of awareness is how deep am I in the topic? Am I living it? Have I experienced it? That's the question. So if I talk about something like grief, if you've never truly lost someone that you love, someone that means the world to you, and you couldn't imagine a day without, then you don't understand what this whole grief thing is all about. You may be one of those people that says, aren't you over that yet? or at least thinks it, if not says it. Truly understanding, in some ways, is going through. So sometimes we learn through experience. Other times, we learn as we're going along. We come across teachings like ours. We have these spiritual teachings that we can embody and we can become and we can understand, not just through intelligence, but also through the wisdom within our soul. We are like sponges as we're listening, and you're opening up and simply allowing that truth to resonate within and open us in a different way. You can't know until you know. And there's a lot that has happened over the past, 16 months that we could say we couldn't know until we knew. There are people that are no longer here. There are systems that have been broken down. There's communication that needs to be built in a whole new way. So awareness is coming into this understanding on a global level, yes. In communities, yes. But most importantly, what we always talk about is individually. What does that mean? What does that look like? How can I show up as that in the best way possible? So I love to bring music up. And like I said, you can't know until you know. But the first song that I would love to share with you comes from one of our beloveds on this channel, Laura Topper, who has a couple of amazing shows. Her and Jason also make beautiful music. And the first song from Infinity, which is their group that I'd love to play, is Do You Know? For awareness is just that. It's knowing and it's paying attention. So I invite you to listen and embody these words and just allow it to bring up whatever needs to come up.
Do you know how beautiful you are? Can you feel the power that you hold? Do you see the light within your heart? Always there for you to have and hold. Have you found the truth in all that is? Will you hold the hand that leads the way? Do you look inside to wake your dreams? Knowing God is everywhere and more. You are the power, it's all inside of you. As you connect within and clear the way, that's all you need to do. I can feel the power that I am. I can hear the voice within my soul, knowing I am God and God is me. I now see the beauty of it all. I am the power, it's all inside of me. As I say my prayers and love each day, my light shines back at me. You have it all, it's there in you. I have it all, it's here in me. I know that you can find the way. You can open your heart today. Right now's the time to realize the love we have within our hearts. Just look inside to know the way. You know the way. We are the power. We have it all as one. We can live each day in love and truth, knowing we are free. We are the power. We have it all, it's true. As we close our eyes and realize love comes shining through. As we close our eyes and realize that's all we have to do.
So you have that power within you, that power to choose, that power to recognize. And right in the beginning, she says, do you know how beautiful you are? And that's inside and out. Do you know how beautiful you are? Spirit created just one of you perfectly and lives in, as, and through you, that infinite power. So it's being aware of it. And it's not living in regret, but living differently. So if there's something that I think that I should have, would have, could have, I choose differently now. And that's one of the things that I love, is that we are not a practice of againstness. I didn't miss out on. Things happen exactly the way that they're supposed to. And it's not about how anybody else did it. And I love that too, that we get to choose life today. In this awareness, we get to choose. And sometimes we're choosing consciously, and sometimes we're not. And that's the one thing I want to talk about right now, is what does that mean? So awareness is, what am I paying attention to? Where is the mindfulness of my day, of my moment? Where is my attention? For example, I started by saying thank you. Thank you to people in service for our freedom. But do I think of that freedom every day? Do I acknowledge the beauty of my freedom? Both the physical freedom that I get in the United States to walk around and say whatever it is that I choose, but also the freedom to think and be anything. That Spirit has given me that freedom. It is an innate right that I have and I was born with. So awareness is when I'm paying attention to that truth. So am I aware of what's happening, or am I just walking through my day mindlessly? And sometimes that happens. We get caught up in life. So we get to pay attention. And we did the best we could with what we had. And it's allowing that to be not an excuse for not doing better now, but it is just that awareness of. I love Maya Angelou. And she said, do the best you can until you know better. Then when you know better, do better. So we get to do better when we know better. There's no guilt in that. There's not shame in that. It's doing the next right thing in awareness and knowing that that is enough, that I am enough. So I'd like to share with you from Unity Daily Word from August 8th, 2020. It says, aware. I grow in spiritual awareness, and I am part of the infinite circle of spiritual light that illuminates the world. Knowing that I am one with God bolsters my faith and deepens my understanding of the great power and presence within me. During times of quiet contemplation, I touch this timeless truth and feel my mind, body, and soul shimmer with light. This awareness of my divine identity remains with me throughout the day, lifting my mood, invigorating my steps, and opening my heart to everyone I meet in the spirit of friendship and love. My sacred moments of prayer deepen my awareness of my spiritual connection with all beings. I see each one as expressing their divinity uniquely. This realization lifts me to new heights of spiritual awareness. So it's about looking at things differently sometimes. It can be the same things, but am I paying attention? As I was thinking about this topic today, that's all it really came up to me again and again and again. Am I paying attention? Oftentimes I can get caught up in life, in what it looks like or what it feels like, and whether it seems like the againstness or whether it seems like, especially when in our country right now, that seeming separation. Am I practicing oneness? Am I being that light that illuminates the seeming darkness? So am I speaking good? Am I calling upon the good? Am I living in the good? Am I paying attention? What am I cultivating? Because what I'm paying attention to is what I'm creating. Thoughts become things. Therefore, am I aware of my thoughts? Now, if you can see from my shirt, it says joyful. In moments like that, things like that, I always have reminders around me. You can see the love pillows in the background, and the pillow beside it says imagine. And, I have all kinds of things all around me because it makes me remember, because I want to be aware of truth, not of the distractions, not of what I may see on the news, although it's important to pay attention so I know what to pray for. I don't want to be, I am in the world, but not of it. But at the same time, it is also my responsibility to make it better. To say I didn't know, when we know better, we do better, but it's not okay to just not pay attention. And I don't mean okay as in, yes, we all have choice, but am I making the world a better place when I'm not paying attention? So in living consciously, I can be the hands, heart, voice of divine for those that need it, as others are for me. So it's about really being in that place and choosing consciously. And Louise Hay, in what is one of my favorite books, says, You Can Heal Your Life. She says, your mind is a tool you can choose to use any way you wish. The thoughts you choose to think create experiences you have. If you believe that it is hard or difficult to change a habit or a thought, then your choice of this thought will make it true for you. If you would choose to think it's becoming easier for me to make changes, then your choice of thought will make that true for you. She goes on to say the only thing you ever have any control of is your current thought. Your old thoughts are gone. There is nothing you can do about them except live out the experiences that they caused. Your current thought, the one you are thinking right now, is totally under your control. Now, I thank you for being here and taking this time to be here with me and choosing peace, to consciously cultivate peace in your own life and for that higher good, coming together to be that change we wish to see. She goes on and talks about an example on the next page. And she talks about making a different choice. And she says, your mind will rebel, of course, at first. It doesn't want to be retrained. But you are in control. And if you stay focused and firm, in a very short time, the new way of thinking will be established. And you will feel so good to realize that you are not a helpless victim of your thoughts, but rather the master of your own mind. You get to choose consciously. And it's as easy as we decide it to be. And sometimes that seems so out there. Like, how can it be easy if, just by me saying it so? Well, are you walking into it joyfully, or are you walking into it thinking, oh, I don't know how to, it's so hard to do? I've known people that quit smoking. And in a day, they just stopped and that was it. They made up their mind it was done, and they didn't struggle and they didn't suffer. And I've known others, but it's so hard. And it took years. Whatever it is that you choose, there's a power within you that's greater than anything and everything. And when we allow that, it's amazing what comes forth. So I invite you to recognize who and whose you are. The next song that I'm going to play, I would really love for you to really be in that place of remembering that. Remembering who and whose you are. It's by Denise Rosier, and I love it, and I invite you to just be in this place of knowing the power that is you.
I am made of the light that hung the stars in the night. A perfect thought since time began. I am one with the love that's holding all of us. It's power in my hands. I am called by the voice among the stars in the night. A perfect thought since time began. I am. That's holding all of us. Its power in my hand. I am called by the that speaks of truth and joy, forever blessed where I stand. I
Eckhart Tolle said in A New Earth, be alert are some of the thoughts that go through your mind, the internalized voice of your father or mother saying perhaps things like, you're not good enough, you'll never amount to anything, or some other judgment of mental position. If there's an awareness in you, you will be able to recognize that voice in your head for what it is. An old thought, conditioned by the past. You no longer need to believe in every thought you think. It's an old thought. No more. Awareness means presence, and only presence can dissolve the unconscious past in you. That presence is that I am that I am. That I am is that power, that spirit, that is that soul, that is that life within me. That is that all-knowing. It is choice. And by knowing that truth, it dissipates anything that is not real. Honoring spirit as me, showing up in my highest and best in this moment, dissipates any old story. It's time to turn the page on any kind of victimhood, letting go of anything that happened before. I remember my minister that I had for 10 years, Reverend Ian, he would say that I could be in an earthquake and everyone around me could lose everything. But if my consciousness is crystal clear, a picture need not fall from my wall. That's the level of I am presence that is possible. Now, do I live there? Not usually. I have had miraculous things happen in my life, yes, in many ways. But do I live there? No. I do the next right thing and I aspire to being that I amness more of the time. And it doesn't mean that my consciousness doesn't ever go to those places, the should have, would have, could have. It doesn't go to the I should have helped with this, I could have done more. You know, there's a lot happening in our country. And Black Lives Matter, the movement of it, I didn't understand enough. So I started asking questions. I didn't understand, I didn't like the terminology of the language, because I truly believe, well, if all lives matter, and this is our belief, if this is what we truly believe in, this oneness, how can we say that and still believe in oneness? And I started asking questions. So that's when I invite you. If something doesn't sit well with you and you're not understanding and being in that place of connectedness, ask questions. And I did, and I understood. You know, George Floyd, on the 25th of this month, it was a year that he was murdered, that he took his last breath and gave awareness in a whole new way to millions. You cannot unsee what happened. And people's eyes were opened in a whole new way. It doesn't mean it wasn't there just as much before, but there wasn't the level of awareness. And when we know better, we can do and be better. So I get to choose, am I part of that oneness, in that knowing of a greater consciousness within our communities, within our country, within our world? Am I being that change that I wish to see? Am I living in that allness? Am I celebrating diversity? Am I practicing love? Do I stand up and stand for what makes the difference? So when I asked a lot of questions, what I came to realize was that it wasn't about againstness. It wasn't about that one mattered more than the other. It was that as much as it was said, it doesn't mean that that's what was happening. It wasn't happening in the world that I saw. So by acknowledging it, it was bringing light and shedding light upon that greater need for equality, the outward, standing up for social injustices, which is something that I believed in and I've always done, but I didn't use that language, I guess. It's just different terminology. So if something doesn't sit, ask questions, especially when it's people that you know. Have a common conversation in and as love. There is no against. Be love and walk into any conversation as love, and amazing things happen. Because it's about bringing all of our vibration into alignment with the truth that I really am, that each one truly is. I can't, and I'm not here to change anyone's mind. But when I bring something up, there's an awareness. This day, I remember those that transitioned, those that were lost for my freedom. But if this day wasn't here, would I spend the time paying attention to it? So it's honoring what I choose and being mindful and present of that, and allowing spirit to guide the way of that. And I'm not saying that that's always easy, but we do the best we can just for today. And this, I'm not sure who had said it. It says, this quote is, awareness is the greatest agent for change. Awareness precedes choice, and choice precedes results. And I absolutely love that. the greatest agent for change. So when I see something and I know that it is not practicing that oneness, I can choose again. So when those thoughts come up, as the quote had said, of not good enough or you'll never be able, those aren't truths. Those are just voices of the past. Do not serve. I remember Doreen Virtue used to say, cancel, clear, delete. Just like in a computer. You know, Control, Alt, Delete. Just get rid of it all. Get rid of that whole program. It does not serve me. And I let it go. I don't have to wallow in it. I don't have to be angry at it. I don't have to be victim to it for one more second. For in the awareness of truth, it dissipates any seeming darkness. The light shines through. So when I am practicing that, it's amazing what can happen. The next reading I'd like to share with you is also from Daily Word, and it's on wisdom. It's from March 26th of 20, and it says, I apply my higher wisdom with faith and courage. My intellect allows me to navigate my life and meet obligations with logic and focus gleaned from many years of education and experience. Yet I am motivated by something greater than my intellect, my wisdom. Even though I have made mistakes, I learned from those errors and grew in wisdom. I may not have gained otherwise. With forgiveness from myself and others, I have moved forward. My occasional blunders provide me with opportunities to become wiser. Opening to deeper spiritual understanding, a wisdom that is beyond intellect and experience, is revealed to me. My faith deepens and my wisdom grows as I listen to the still small voice within. The wisdom of God directs my footsteps and brings me peace and clarity. So when I go within, it gives me access to all of the wisdom of the universe. Be still and know. It's the easiest way to find an answer, but am I paying attention? Or am I asking the right questions? See, awareness goes with every aspect of life. Am I paying attention? So when I go within, I can live aright, as Ernest Holmes always says. I can choose differently from that highest self. I can be present in the presence. That's awareness. To be in that consciousness, choosing mindfully. So when we walk through life, there's, like I said, different ways that we learn. And some of them are easier than others. I know for myself, that's been my experience. There's a lot of things that I had to learn however I had to learn them. And there's no guilt or shame in that anymore. There was for years, but there's not anymore. I did the best I could at the time. So are we living in that place of peace as we walk through different circumstances, honoring our wisdom, both the wisdom that we've learned and earned and the wisdom we were born with, that we have that unfathomable ability that can never be taken from us to connect with something greater, that intuition that tells us the truth. In that knowingness, we can be that which we wish to see in the world. But when we're coming from our best and highest selves and letting go of any kind of victim mentality, letting go of any kind of guilt or shame, that lessens and weakens, and being in this place, in the strength of who and whose we are. I have a poem that I'd love to read to you, and it's called Awake. It says, many walk through life. This is one of mine from my new soon-to-be book. Many walk through life as if blindfolded to their power, taught what they might become or what battles can never be won. They serve each day as a sentence to be worked through, often feeling there's not much they can do. Life is what it is, some may say, as if predestined to live halfway. But in truth, all are mighty beings, born as the hands and heart of God. Spirit bestowed free will, regardless from where you start. It's up to you to release all that seem to hold you back. Embrace your power within, for it is only you that can awaken the best you have yet been. Divine created you without limits. Now open your eyes to all you can be. Live in awareness of possibility, because your soul was always destined to be free. You are awake and choose who you become. After all, there is nothing spirit in you cannot overcome. You are the glory and givingness of divine, but it is knowing that brings forth the blessings of all kind. So is your knowing that, your trusting of that, your belief in that creates the life that you choose to live. So are you paying attention to that inner voice, that highest knowing? Are you practicing that presence? Are you being that light that you are in your life, but also as the way shower? We are creating this environment we choose to live in. Are you being that highest self? So I invite you, as you listen to this next song, to be in that place of knowing and allowing that light to shine. The song is by Amy Steinberg, and it's You Are Light. Allow the fun of it, the gentleness of it. It's all information. That's the gift, is that when we remember that it's all just information, this doesn't have to be any heaviness to what has happened in our life. In this moment, I can simply learn from and choose again of the same because it was great, or choose differently. That's all. So you are light.
the light, you are the light, you are the light. You are the light, you are the light, you are the light.
You are the light. And I'd like to read out of Wayne Dyer's The Power of Awakening. He says, you appreciate everything that you have right here and right now. You don't think in terms of what's missing from your life. You're not defined by what can I get and how do I get it, but how can I be internally at peace? And how can I help other people do that? How can I serve? You find that irony of ironies. Everything you ever wanted is there in sufficient numbers. That is because you know that you're not going to get it all. You are it all. You are harmony. You are peace. You are love. You are awake. As you can see, the process of becoming truly awake is very powerful indeed. It will lead to a heightened spiritual awareness and then to enlightenment. So now that you know what to expect on the course ahead, let's begin our wonderful journey. So that's the beginning of his book. But I love that line. So now that you know what to expect on the course ahead, let's begin our wonderful journey. That's what life is all about. Beginning this wonderful journey to enlightenment. And that's letting the light in. That divine light, letting it be how I move about, where my beingness is. That's what enlightenment is all about. Being that light. I already am it, but am I practicing it? Am I aware of it? In the Science of Mind textbook, Ernest Holmes says, if God ever answered prayer, then he always answers prayer. When we become conscious of our oneness with the universal good, beliefs in evil, sin, sickness, limitation, and death tend to disappear. We shall no longer ask amiss, supplicating as though God were not willing, begging as though he were withholding. If ye abide in me, and my words abide in you, ye shall ask what ye will, and it shall be done unto you. Abiding in him means having no consciousness separate from that divine consciousness. Knowing that oneness in the good of all. The secret of spiritual power lies in the consciousness of the one's union with the whole. So with my union with that allness and that oneness, and of the availability of good, God is accessible to all people. God manifests himself through all individuals. No two people are alike. Each has a unique place in the universe of mind. Each lives and each contacts it through its own mentality. And to the degree that he embodies love, he is love. So people who love are loved. So simple, right? I'm going to read that again. To the degree that I embody this love, I am love. So those people who love are loved. So be what you choose. What do you want to see? Be that. What do you want more of? Be that. So this peace circle is to come together to be at peace within myself, so I may see more peace in the world that I live, because I am a catalyst of that, as are you. So it's knowing. It says, for life must reveal itself to us through our intelligence. And the taking is mental. So it's that knowing, that wisdom that comes from within, the I am that I am, and knowing it and allowing that to be, move, and have its being through and as me in amazing ways. There's so much good in the world, but it's up to me to pay attention. There's so much. And Ralph Waldo Emerson said, people only see what they are prepared to see. So what are you prepared to see? Where is your good? What are you expecting from the world? Do you expect it to be joyful? Do you expect to receive when you pray, when you treat, when you know? Is it a knowing or is it a supplication? Are you asking, or do you know that the allness of the universe loves as you, lives as you? Be that light, be that celebration. And when life is that, it's amazing what happens. When I am that, I am. Incredible things happen. In Creative Ideas, Ernest Holmes says, my thought is inspired. We should believe that God is the invisible partner in our lives. I'm going to read that again. We should believe that God is the invisible partner in our lives and affirm that divine love goes before us and prepares the way. So making any seeming crooked places straight for me, Spirit goes ahead of me, preparing the way. I know how to meet every situation in calm trust and with a complete conviction that divine intelligence is guiding me. I am always impelled into right action. I wish to do only that which is constructive and life-giving. Therefore, I know that everything I do is prospered. Everything I touch is quickened into a newness of life and action. Every constructive purpose in my life is fulfilled. I have a deep sense of inner calm, a completeness, a complete assurance that all is well. The same intelligence that guides the earth around the sun is now acting as the law of good in my personal experience. I do accept divine guidance and thank God for the inspiration, joy, and harmony that are now being established as my experience. So my thought is inspired. That awakening happens in different ways every day. I have one source, and it's the same source each one has. And I get to use it. So I invite you to be that change which you wish to see. I invite you to be that love. And be mindful of our thoughts in every moment. I need not go back and change anything. I just pay attention now. How am I feeling? Because how you're feeling tells you, are you going in the right direction? If you're happy, if you're joyful, you're going in the right direction. And good, only good can come from it. But if you're not, then that's where the change is. Be mindful and aware of that next right thing. For not just ourselves, but for the all, because there is only one. And when I'm kind, it's lifting the all. When I'm loving, it's lifting the all. When I'm practicing separation of fear, I am not helping at all. So be in that place of just being mindful. Allow yourself to just witness without judgment. Simply witness and adjust. Think of it like the rumble strip of life. If I'm straying off to one side or the other, I can simply just be on that rumble strip and say, okay, back to center, where it feels good and life is smooth. So be there. Allow Spirit to take you and carry. Let it be easy. Let the law guide the way. So I am grateful for this time with you. If you have any questions or comments, please email me. I'd love to hear from you. I do coaching. I'm a life coach. I am also a practitioner. If you'd like, I would love to hear from you if you'd like a session, or if you just have a question or a comment on a new topic. I'd love to hear from you. And ntmedia.org, there's all kinds of information on this network. And there's episodes of not just this show, but all of the different shows. Know that we are here to spread the good news. And we're here because of people like you. So I encourage you, if you have, whatever you have to share, know that we are here because of people just like you. And I invite you to go and donate whatever it is you have that you can give, whether it's $5 or whether it's a monthly contribution, whatever you have, we are grateful for anything. And let people know that we're here. Allow others to know that there is good news out there. There's so many wonderful shows, and I encourage you to just go ntmedia.org and take a look and know that the mornings, everything from morning prayer and evening prayer, 8:15 a.m. and p.m. Central Time, 10:15 a.m. and p.m. Eastern Time, that there is good news here. And I encourage you to be a part of that. And I do hope that you will join me on the Joy is in the Journey on Thursday. I have Reverend Michelle Wiley, the Jersey girl herself, on the show with me this coming week. And some wonderful things that she's got coming up. I'm just talking about that joyful journey. So I encourage you to be here, right now, and enjoy and celebrate this thing called life. And know that I love you, and I know that Spirit loves you and is for you. And that is absolutely everything. So thank you. Thank you for being here with me. I am blessed by your presence, and I hope that this helped you be in that place of knowing of that, not just the oneness that we are, but in your strength and your divine abilities, your divine light that the world so desperately needs. And I'm grateful, so grateful for this time. So again, thank you. And I wish you the greatest of blessings and love. Peace and namaste.